This is a 2022 LT70 Super Hydraulic. I was going to show you guys the difference between it and the 2015 models. So obviously the debarker, but that's on the newer ones. You guys seen the last video. Kind of give you a walk around. You guys may can spot all the differences from watching my other video. Some of the things they haven't done yet that we told them needed to be done, I'll point those out again. Let's see. This right in here, where your log turner's at, needs to have a few more welds on it in this. Then you can see over here, they don't come with the channeling. We haven't decided on this one whether we're gonna cut it here and slide tubing and put it back and then weld it around there, or just put the plates on it again. But I'll show you how the other one's done over here. The problem is that right there, when you're on bigger logs and stuff, this can put so much pressure with that leverage on that tube down through there that it flexes the orange piece backwards and forwards after so long, and then it busts out right here and over here, and it's a pain in the butt to get fixed. Hopefully they fix that in some of the newer ones that are coming out past this. Like I said, this is a 2022, and I know they're extremely backed up to get one of these. I'll show you guys also the newer log deck that I bought and put on the other mill over there. Has a totally different arm and everything built on here. It's a lot stronger built. This is a 18 model, and you guys will see whenever you look at my log deck I'm putting in over there at the other place. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So that was the first thing, which is a pretty major issue. I'll be glad when they get that fixed straight from the factory, because it is a pain in the tail. But anyway, when we got our 15s, these were not on it. We had to put these on them, and they're on every one of them. What would happen was this would spin, and then you'd have to re-level from time to time to get it to back to level after a while. So that's nice. They come with these now. The 2015s to 2017s, I don't think come with these. They come with a spin bar on them like the back has, like this. And this right here works really, really well, because your boards and all just slide perfectly across through there. And then we add these on the back. You can see how it's welded. But this motor has emissions on it, so it has this big burning chamber in it. I could live without that, but you can no longer get them unless they have emissions on them. So they've had to rework how they put all this in there. One of the major things that they upgraded, and I am stoked about this, is look at this bell housing and everything, how much beefier it is. Now, if you guys look at the video of my other one, what they had been doing is they had been putting these bars in there to mount it out to the motor, and the little bars would end up breaking off at the motor, and you was constantly having to replace those little bitty bars in there. I mean, every 1,500, 2,000 hours, 3,000 hours, sometimes you'll get more than that. It just really depends on how tight you run your belt, how much you're running a day, how much stress you put on it, how much heat you apply to it by running the belt longer. I mean, there's so many variables, but that bell housing right there is super nice. You could put way more tension on the belt and not have near the stress on the crank. They've turned the air filter around backwards where the duct bill's this way. Not that that really matters, but they had to do it because of the emission system over here. You can see all that. That's excellent. Also, I love how these have the clean outs. That's super handy. So when you drain all your fluid, you can open that up, reach in there, wipe all your stuff, because inside here, in that, you have a mesh canister filter, and you can take it out and blow it out, get all the debris out and anything. I mean, honestly, mine has 8,000 some hours. I've took mine out twice, and it's never had hardly anything on it. So, I mean, these hydraulic systems are really great. All the radiator and everything's still the same. These we have to beef up. This hasn't been done yet, but we always put angle tubing on here. And that way, if there's a board laying down, this helps a lot. Makes a big difference from it hitting that. But this right here needs a little angle iron put on it to make it even better. And these right here, if you use hardcore and do hardcore stuff on them, these will end up breaking. This plate bows over here, and this tends to start going down after so many thousand hours. On the 2015s, this is different now. You can see the plate. I'll have to show you my plate. Here's another thing that they fixed and done an excellent job on. So you can see this here. When you buy a 2015 to like a 18 or 19 even, it doesn't have this here, and this tubing is thinner. The new ones are a little bit thicker, and so this tubing in this keeps all this from busting out. And I showed you in the other video how mine would do. I can post up some pictures too, but up here they done the same thing. See it in there? All this here and here. Much stronger built. That'll help a whole lot. And I'm wondering if they put a grade A bolt in the, I haven't looked at that yet. No, still cheaper grade bolts. I would recommend swapping these out too. We'll have to do that. But these need to be grade 8. Mine's sheared off. That's what drives the whole head up and down. So if those shear off, the whole head falls. And maybe they just had some faulty bolts in the 15s, but we had to change both of them to grade 8. These right here were just sheared off at the cap. There's a cylinder right over here, and that's the one from the bottom that drives the whole head up and down. I'll show you. This cylinder drives the whole head up and down. So they've done a whole lot of stuff that has changed on these. Also on the 15s, if anybody's buying a 15, I told you in another video, but the sprockets that's in these are totally different setup, and they're pretty much bulletproof now. The old ones would shear off. They basically had a sprocket on the end of a cylinder, and it would just shear from the side of the sprocket. Other than that, they've done a really good job. On the inside of this, they've beefed these up and added, I'll show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in video, but on the back side of here, they've beefed this up, made it stronger, so you don't get as much play over time in the wheel. Now you can tweak that from the back side. If you guys have any other questions, just let me know. I'll walk over here and show you the 15, and you'll kind of see the difference. Now this one's going to be going up for sale pretty soon. But you can see how we've plated this one. See how much beefier that is there? This here. And then you can see a little angle iron here. How much bigger the threaded rods are there. We bored that out. There's the other style wiper I was talking about. This one has 10,000 hours on it. But see how less of emission stuff is on this thing? I prefer them non-emissions, but you can't get them anymore. And if you order one, it'll be emissions on there. But see those bolts right there? Grade A bolts. Like I said, we learned that the hard way. But we've fixed everything in here that they've done and more. And we've sent them all the stuff to show them. And they're constantly improving them. But I'll show you what I was talking about. See, like this has no clean out in the front of the tank. So you've got a mesh filter in here. You've got the filter in this. But you can't clean the inside of the tank out. I mean, we're constantly changing the fluid every 1,500 to 2,000 hours anyway. So, I mean, it's not really like you're gonna get stuff in there unless you've just got something going on. Always mark the filters, put the date it was changed. Nothing wrong with this mill. Just got a new one. I know it looks dirty, but you pressure wash it and you'd be really surprised at what it turns out looking like. Now you can see inside here how that one's been done. And then on the top block, see it up in there? Whereas the new ones have them two bars running across it.